Once upon a time, well, it was 168 BCE, but let's not get stuck in the details. There lived a king named Antiochus IV. Now, the first three were pretty bad, but he was really the worst. Antiochus had a big ego.
How big was it?
Big enough that he even had a city named for him, Antioch, which is the most southern part of Turkey near the Mediterranean. Well, the city might have been named for his father, and they might have named him for the city, but either way...
Big ego.
Right. So Antiochus took his army to fight a war in Egypt. And on the way home, he passed through the land of Israel, called Judah at the time, and said,
You know what? I like it here. Let's conquer it.
Now, Antiochus loved Greek culture. He loved the Greek stuff. He spoke Greek, he wore Greek clothes, and he worshiped the Greek gods. So he made a proclamation to all the people of Judah.
You've got to be Greek like me. And if I catch you practicing Judaism or reading that Torah of yours, I'm going to kill you.
So the Jews who lived back then had a big problem.
The Jews, they had a big problem. If they ignored his proclamation and they continued to study Torah and practice their sacred faith, Antiochus would kill them. They couldn't just give up on what they believed, their way of life, God's moral laws and teachings.
So Antiochus made his way to Jerusalem. On the 25th day of the month of Kislev, he extinguished the menorah and dedicated the holy temple in Jerusalem to Zeus, and sent his soldiers around his newly conquered territory to make sure that everyone was following his decree. His soldiers went from place to place, bringing everyone to the center of town. One day, they arrived in the city of Modi'in.
Okay, gather round. You Jews need to prove your Greek loyalty to your Greek king and the Greek gods. So, who here is going to be the first to sacrifice this Greek pig to Apollo?
I don't know. It's all Greek to me. Sure, I'll do it.
Standing in the crowd was a local priest, Mattathias. He couldn't believe that his people would turn away from what God had commanded them. He looked on with disgust.
I'm disgusted.
With revulsion.
I'm revolted.
His eyes burned with rage.
I'm burning with rage.
So Mattathias grabbed a sword, ran forward, and killed the Jew for his treacherous idolatry. Then he turned and attacked the soldiers.
Now Mattathias had 5 sons: John, Simon, Judah, Eleazar, and Jonathan. Dad, I think we have a little bit of a problem here.
A problem?
Yeah, Dad, a little problem. I think eventually they gonna come looking for these guys.
When they don't make it home for dinner, they're going to start asking around about who did it.
And then I think they're gonna come after us.
No worries. We are strong. We are armed with faith. We are armed with confidence. We are armed with belief that we are fighting not just for ourselves, but for our children and our children's children. We are fighting for our covenant with God. Together, there is nothing we cannot do. Oh, my boys, you make me so proud.
So Judah and his brothers fled to the hills. Antiochus rallied the armies of other lands he conquered. He paid them a year's salary in advance and told them to go out and destroy the Jewish people.
Judah, can you take a look over there for a minute?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
That's a big army.
Yeah, so?
No, Judah, that's a really big army. Like, there's a lot of them, and they're big.
I think they're bigger than us. You know what they say about the size of a man's army.
No, Jonathan, what do they say about the size of a man's army?
They usually beat smaller armies.
Yeah? Well, not this time. We're the Maccabees. We're fighting with God on our side. You know what we're fighting for? We're fighting for truth.
For truth.
We're fighting for justice.
For justice.
We're fighting for God.
For God.
We're fighting for...
All right already. Let's just get on with it.
So Judah and his army fought with valor, and their enemies fled before them. The Maccabees fought for 4 long years, month after month of hiding in caves, not knowing where their next meal was coming from. They were getting pretty tired. Hey, look at all we've done. We've rallied town after town to join us in the fight. No one thought we had a chance. Sure, we've lost some, but we've won some. I mean, just look at them. They're nervous. They're scared. And look out over the hills. You can see the temple in the distance. We just need one more push.
All right, Judah, I'm with you. I'm in. I'm doing it for us.
I'm doing it for Mom and Dad.
Well, I'm doing it for my Kindle.
I'm doing it for my children's children.
Oh my God, do we have to have these big melodramatic scenes every time we have to go into battle? I mean, it's getting a bit old, don't you think? Can't we just go do it?
So in one final push, the Maccabees defeated King Antiochus and returned to Jerusalem. Quickly, they got busy purifying their holy temple. They cleaned up the altar. They swept out all the verstunkene Greek schmutz. They needed just one more thing.
We need to light the menorah. We need to restore God's light to God's house.
Quick, get some of that there oil before he gives another speech.
I only found this little bit, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Hey, what are you guys talking about? When we started this battle, what did we have? Faith. When we were hiding in caves, what did we have? Faith. When we went into battle, what did we have? Faith. When we stormed Jerusalem, what did we have? Faith. And each time that faith brought us through, now light that menorah.
And that all lasted not just 1 hour, but 1 day, then 2, then 3, then 4.
Then 5.
Then 6.
And then 7.
Then 8. And by then we had made enough oil so that the menorah was never extinguished.
And in the centuries that followed, there were those who rose up to extinguish not only the light of the menorah, but the light of hope and faith in the Jewish heart. But we never stopped believing, and we never lost our faith.
Oh, brother, here comes another speech.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, he's pretty good.
Over the centuries, we carried that light with us to Africa and Asia, to Europe and the Americas, to Australia, and everywhere Jews have wandered. And that light has always been a beacon of hope for us, even when all around us was dark and despair. It's been tough since last Hanukkah. So much rancor and discord, so much anger and anguish, a horrible virus that has claimed more than 1 million lives around the world, thousands in Israel and hundreds of thousands here in America, a pandemic that has disrupted the lives of so many of us, canceling celebrations like B'nai Mitzvah and weddings and graduations, keeping us from family during illness and loss. Never have we needed the light of faith and hope more than we do today. So let this Hanukkah light give us hope. Let it be a light that guides us back to a sense of unity and union. Let it be a light that inspires us to work for justice and righteousness. Let it be a light we will never let be extinguished, that gives us the faith and determination to be the best partners we can be, with each other and with God, to build a world of holiness, of love, of freedom, and of peace.